I'm good. Today we are here to talk about your music as you just released an original single a couple months ago. So do you want to introduce yourself firstly, like what you do, who you are?
Okay, sure. Hi, my name is Erika, and I make music, and yeah, I do like R&B, I do hip hop, a little bit of rap, and I'm currently still trying to find my sound, finding new things, but there's stuff up on my YouTube and my Spotify if you'd like to check it out. So please do if you'd like it.
That's awesome. So Erica, you're in college, you're in university. Would you mind explaining a little bit about what major you take?
Yes, sure. So I go to NYU Tisch, and my major is collaborative arts. My major is basically like a consistency of like four sub majors. We do a lot of things, like it's packed with a lot of things. I do filmmaking, I also do photography, and there's some painting, like some form of like artwork, visual arts, and also dancing. So yeah, it's a very interesting course. This semester I'm doing a lot of actual physical projects, whereas last semester was about collaborating, like the collaborating aspect. So essentially, this whole program is a lot of things packed together, but the main thing that puts it all together is collaborating with other people. So as I do all these things, I'm trying out like different roles in art and collaborating with other people as I do that, who are also doing the same thing.
That's cool because before you even went to college, you've already built yourself like a portfolio with your single that you release, with the music videos that you make. So, do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I know that's your passion.
Yeah, and actually, I was sort of like scared that if I took a major, a music major, that I would see it more as like work instead of hobby or passion. But I mean, I really hope I don't, because I'm planning to take some summer classes in NYU as well on music. And so if I end up really liking it, I mean, it's a bonus. I get to do a lot of things. And the reason why I chose collaborative arts is because, like, I don't only want to know how to do one aspect. I want to be quite versatile and know how to do a lot of things. And so, yeah, building up my portfolio, I made a lot of music videos. I produced my latest one, one of the miniature house sets. That was really fun to make. And that came in handy with like my
I
class
love
as
that
well, because
one.
it's also, thank you, of like arts and crafts and like actually making art physically instead of just the music. And yeah, honestly, like it wasn't even like I was really, really trying, oh, I have to do this for a portfolio. I think it was just more like I actually want to do it because I really enjoy doing it. And it was that I also really enjoyed directing and producing the videos, which is why I put a lot of effort into it. And it's not just like the music.
Yeah, that's cool. I actually saw two of them, which is Standards and I Think I'm in Love, and I really like both of them. It's really good. What do you think is an
Thank
inspiration?
you.
Yeah, it's really good. Even now, I'm like, Erica's music. Cool. What do you think is like an inspiration behind Standards and I Think I'm in Love?
Standards. Hmm. Oh my gosh, I remember for standards, like in the first scene that popped up, there was like a whole like picture collage behind the couch, which was like something that I printed out and like formed together. And to be honest, those were kind of like the mood board for the whole thing, if I have to be honest. Like there was like a bunch of my favorite dancers, and there was also a bunch of like favorite singers. And I think for standards is where that was like the point where I found my color, if that makes sense. But like I found out that I really like purple, and the color sequence for that was like purple and orange. And I worked with that, was just I sort of matched it with the song as well, because the photo cover was already purple and orange, and I said, all right, the whole music video, I want it to be that vibe and aesthetic, and I want it to be quite like easy listening and super chill. That's why I added like a choreography, and it's almost like a bit old school, with the choreography. Like it's super, whenever you mix R&B with dance, that's usually how it like goes together, and I just wanted it to be seen like that. And if video inspiration, I would say, like, I don't know if you know this, but Isabel Capitule from the lab, she's a dancer, and she did like this dance cover of Chris Brown's Questions, and the color scheme was like beautiful. I remember, I think like I wanted the dance part to look like that.
So, about the newest video, I Think I'm in Love, I'm curious, did you write the whole song yourself?
I did write it lyrically and the melody, but I did not produce it.
So, what kind of inspired you to jump from like Standards to I Think I'm in Love? did you like kind of doubt yourself a little bit, or were you just like, I think this is gonna be a success, I think, this is gonna be it?
Honestly, like when I make songs, like I don't really like plan. I mean, I guess I do, but like when I make it, I don't plan like, oh, oh wait, actually, you know what? Yeah, kind of, I guess. But when I made I Think I'm in Love, it was actually very spontaneous because I was making something else, I think, during the day, and like I just was not feeling it at all. But then a little and then like my friend like texted me something and it just got me like super hyped up about like something, and I was like, I'm gonna write a tune right now. And so I freestyled like the whole melody. What you hear and I Think I'm in Love is like 90% freestyle melody, and I just added in the lyrics later on. And so I think it was one of those like,
Oh, cool.
ugh, this one's, I like this one, but it was one of those like first go wonders. What is it called? One take wonders. That's what it's called. Yeah.
So do you just like the lyrics on your song, did it just pop up to you, or do you have to like write it, or do you have like a specific time where you write your lyrics? Like how does it come to you personally?
So usually I do like my piano over here. Usually I just like actually go to the piano and I think about the lyrics quite thoroughly. But for I Think I'm in Love, it came quite naturally because I was just really feeling it. I think, and like it feels awesome like when you're feeling it and then it just goes so naturally. I think that's one of like the best feelings ever. But at the same time, that's also kind of like the vibe of the song, which is like an easy going, easy listening, and it's supposed to be something quite easy for everyone to relate to. It's not, it's like just like a pop happy summer song that you listen to under the sun, which is literally what I sing the song. So it's kind of like, I guess the way I spontaneously made the song is also how I want people to feel while listening to it, just spontaneous and like vibes.
So Erica, your single I Think I'm in Love actually has 38,263 streams right now. How do you feel about that?
That's really cool. And oh, actually, like a little backstory, because I upload my stuff through DistroKid, and like this, I always, of course, upload it. There's like they ask you where are you based on, and I always put Indo, but for I Think I'm in Love, I was like being a little experimental. I was like, what if I just put like New York or something? So I did, and I was hoping like maybe I could get more streams or like something new. I don't know. Could be interesting. Plus, I'm moving to New York this like year, so it could be something. And yeah, so like most of my views were from the US, so that's pretty cool. And I'm still gonna I think for my next song I'm still gonna base it on Jakarta again, but I just tried that for fun and that was quite interesting. That was cool.
Yeah. How do you think it's cool when people come up to you and be like, wow, you're getting so many streams? How do you personally view it? Because I think like you're very subtle and cool about it, but like how do you personally think? Are you excited about it? Like what's your inner feelings?
Honestly, like I mean, it's cool, but like I don't want to say like, oh, the views are so little, but I mean, I don't think it's like amazingly like insane amount of views, but at the same time, like it's still quite unbelievable that it even reached that much to me because I just did all of this in this room. I just did all this like at home, it's like DIY home production. And like I did send it off to a friend to mix it, but like it was all made at home. I'm not signed to a label or anything, so like it's pretty cool that I could advertise that and that I did that myself. I think I applaud myself for that, but I try not to give myself too much like, God, it's so many streams, I'm amazing. I mean, that's great, like thanks to everyone for listening to my music, but yeah, that's cool. It's cool.
It's so cool how you produce all of this at home or just like by yourself, because this is like high quality production, Erica. Do you realize that it's really good music? The music you're putting out is really good, like something people jam out to, and I genuinely like your songs. So your other album before I Think I'm in Love, is that did that kind of get you started off like, oh, now I really find my clear voice. I really know what I want to do, and this is what I want to do for my whole life. Like how does that previous album kind of affected this single right now? I Think I'm in Love.
My previous, oh, it was an EP because it was like just four songs. Miscellany was like, I was like quite skeptical at the time because I was like, oh, should I release this? I didn't produce what was on it, but I had a friend produce for me, and the rest were like beats that I bought. But I was like, I listen back to it now, and it's not that bad. But like, I feel like there's always this thing that I do where I make something and I hate it. I always hate it first, and then like I'll go back to it like a couple months later, and I'm like, that actually wasn't that bad. But I think it's just like it's just a perfectionist kind of thing, and I definitely, I definitely did not have a plan while making I Think I'm in Love, but I did feel like I always feel like, oh, if I want to release a song, I have to make sure that I think it's better than the previous one. Not in like in a sense like, oh, better recording or whatever, but I just need to feel like it's an improvement from the previous songs as an artist, at least, because I don't want to upload something that I think like my voice has like lost quality or something, or like I'm losing my color of voice and I upload that next song. Like I feel like it has to be like one step closer to at least um like my voice as an artist. So yeah, like I don't plan my next upload, but I just know, like I just tell myself like it has to be better than the last one. It has to be more interesting, and it has to be personally more connected to me as well.
Yeah, that's great. I like how I think you're the type of person who really strives for what you want and you really want to get there. You want to be better every single time you do new things and release new songs. I actually noticed that on your album and your new single, you do a little bit of a rap. And then you also posted a little rap thing you made. It's called Wait a Minute, if I'm not mistaken, right? So when is the
Yeah.
rap album coming, Erika?
Oh my god. You know, I actually have a lot of like hidden rap tracks that I just have not uploaded. But I don't know. I think I kind of do have like sort of a thing for rapping as well. Like I'm not rap god or anything. Like to be honest, like I always don't know what to rap about because rappers know how to freestyle and everything, but I just can say it. Sometimes what I produce like with my words is like does not make sense, and I run out of things to do. So I feel like I need to do a little bit more research on rap if I want to go do that, because definitely like it's not my main thing, but it's cool. Like I enjoy doing it. And like the Wait a Minute was like something I actually produced. Like that was like for fun. And that was, yeah, I did enjoy it, and I feel like I have something there, but I'm gonna need a little bit more practice on that. But I'm working on a song, and there's also a bit of rap on the second verse. I think that just has become my thing. Like either the
Ooh.
bridge or the second verse is gonna be a rap. It's just always gonna be.
When is it going to be released? When is it going to be released? This is exclusive news.
I honestly don't know, just because like this time I actually produced it myself. So I'm taking a lot more time on it. Like I really want it to be good because you know like the previous songs like I didn't produce it, and so it's already like it's already good. It's already been like mastered, mixed, and gone through a lot of changes, and that's like the final product. As for mine, like it's usually I'm only doing that with my voice. Like I have to just work on my vocals, but this time I actually have to work on the music as well. So it's gonna take a little bit of time, a little bit more time, but I promise it'll be closer to my voice, I guess. Like it'll be like, oh, so this is what she sounds like. I hope.
That's awesome. So I know that, leading to this point and finding your own vocal, you also like to listen to a lot of music. Who are your biggest musical inspiration for you personally?
I have so many on my playlist. Um, I love. There was a point where I was like obsessed with Tyler, the Creator, Frank Ocean. It's all like along those lines. Recently, I've been listening to like No Rome. The way they produce stuff is like very interesting. Like it's like an indie rock, pop, but it's also it gets a bit like electro, and I really like that. And I want to make some fusion like that. And honestly, I also enjoy K-pop. I've been listening to that quite a bit. Like IU and BTS, and their music's like amazing. And like I think it's their lyrics that really hit me. So I feel like R&B has been with me for like a really long time, like Janae Aiko and like Summer Walker and all those things. But the more recent inspirations have been indie, like Clairo as well. There's just so many. Like a lot of artists inspire me, and I always try to make fusions of those because I feel like what I listen to becomes my music as well. So I like to make that blend that sort of becomes Erika.
That's nice that you're finding your own sort of color and your own voice and your own brand, which I really like how you always find a way to brand yourself in a way where people like, can actually like relate to you. And I'm actually opening your Spotify artist right now. This is your Spotify artist. And for these photo shoots like you do on
Yes.
Spotify, do you just coordinate everything yourself? Like you design it yourself, you direct it yourself? How does this work?
The photo shoot, yes, that was just me and my friend. We just booked a studio, and like we some of the outfits we prepared beforehand. The one on my page was prepared beforehand, but some of the other like outfits we just prepared it like on the day. Like it was quite spontaneous, but I knew where I was trying to go with it. Like I knew what background colors I wanted to do. It was just a matter of doing it. And I also had like the makeup that I wanted already prepared. It was just like I just had to know what I want, and then I just get it done on the day.
That's nice. A very visual person. So, dude, I want to ask you a little bit more about like just you yourself and taking back to the school you went to before you go to NYU. Do you think it has an impact on like the drive you have like that now that you're making a lot of music? Do you think that environment had an impact on you in a way where you start creating more and have this drive to create more music?
Yeah, definitely. Because I didn't even start making music until I got to, and that was like a big reason of it was because I was like, I don't know how to make music. Like I've written some stuff in my notebook when I was like 12, but like it sounded like trash. So I was just like, I never thought like I could pursue it. So I was like, I don't think that's gonna work. But then in BSJ, like I met one, and like uh the first song that I ever made was actually like swimming pool. And like I think from there, the fact that people liked it, I was like, oh, people actually like it. I was like, oh, okay. And then that like put a little faith in me, and so I started continuing it, and I made my first single, which was Midnight Thoughts. So definitely be without I don't even know if I would be making music right now. I might just be making covers because I don't know if I wouldn't know that I would be capable of that. So it was interesting. I think, yeah, it's just the people that I meet, not a coincidence at all in path of life.
That's great. A little motivational speech from Erika Prihadi. I want to ask you, just to kind of close up the questions I'm asking you today. First of all, moving forward, because I know you have, big goals in life too for your music career. How do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you want to be? Where do you want to be?
This is like every single college essay question. Okay, what do I want to be in 5 years? I want to be like an artist, but okay, that's so broad. But that's also because I don't know. I do want to be like a singer, but I also want to try out acting, to be honest. I've been taking acting classes, um, and also like NYU provides me with acting classes and filmmaking. I want to create content. I want to be like a content creator, but not like a YouTuber, but in a sense, someone who makes music, but also self directs and be able to do films, I guess, and like those musical films. I think that'll be really cool.
So something to do with like production and digital media industry type.
Yeah.
Last question to wrap up the podcast. And so a lot of people nowadays, they also, want to release music, they want to release content, they want to put themselves out there. But, with people around and the pressure of society, it's not necessarily the easiest way. So for you personally, what are some of the things and values that you live by, or like a quote that you live by that you want to share to other people so then other young girls or other teenagers can also pursue their dream?
Wow. Honestly, when I started releasing music, I wasn't thinking about like just the views or anything. I think the question you should start with is like, is this what I want to do? I mean, at least if you're really trying to pursue music, ask like, is this what I want to do for like the most part of my life? That's like the one question. But at the same time, it's quite unpredictable. Like sometimes you could just be messing around with music, like it just be a hobby to you and you decide to upload it. And it could end up being good. Like really ask yourself, like, what do I like to do? And it's still a matter of how much work you put in to what you do at the end of the day, because hard work actually makes it all. Like I know it's like such a cliche thing to say, but like it's true. And like the amount of time you put into work for something, the better results you get. And I don't mean that in just like, oh, you end up getting more streams or whatever. Like those are kind of also the like outer achievements, I guess, but you should like sort of look into the inner achievements too. Like what did I gain from this song? Like maybe it's not as, maybe it didn't get as much views as the previous one. I think you should more on like what made that happen, you know? Am I missing something? I think reflection is super important too. Like reflection upon what you've done and what your actions have caused, and so that you can change if you think you're doing something wrong. And where was I going with this? But what I'm trying to say is like Spotify is also not the only platform you can use to give out music. Like if anything, like it's not like it's proven or anything that Spotify, just because you get views, you're gonna be like famous singer. YouTube is just as good way to showcase your talent, and like there are so many ways. I think right now a lot of people are using Spotify to upload their music, but don't get it wrong at all. Like you can use YouTube too. Like there's so many ways to get through to people, and like just don't feel like you're restricted to upload on Spotify. Spotify is also like such a, those really clean and finished songs, the one that, oh, you think like definitely people are going to listen to because it's the platform that everyone is on, and like even actual professional singers with labels, you know. So I feel like it's one of those more solid songs. Like if you're just posting a draft, you could always do it on YouTube. Like no one's stopping you. My main quote is no one's stopping you, just do it, you know. Like no one starts off with like a kickstart, and even if they do, you still have to put in work to actually succeed. So at the end of the day, we're all starting at the same point, so might as well work hard.
That's awesome. Thank you, Erika. So, Erika, before we end, do you want to promote your new single?
I mean, yeah, sure. Okay, guys, listen to my song, Ithinki'minlove. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite music videos to do. I think it's great. One of my better works. One of my better works. And yeah, I hope you enjoy it. It's on my YouTube channel. Just search Erika Prihadi. It'll pop up, and from there on, you can see a lot of my other covers and everything else. So yeah, thank you for interviewing me, Esther.
Thank you, Erika, for being on the podcast. And listen to Erika's song. And thank you, everyone, for watching. See you next time.
Stand up!